Welcome everyone to another video. So I'm super excited to talk about this topic, and this is something I've been looking forward to for a while. We're talking about season 1 regionals, 177 cities hosting regionals for season 1, and they're basically the timeline. I'll include the link to the map where you can take a look at where the regionals are going to be hosted, and so you can go to the one that's closest to you or most convenient. Basically, by May 1st, all the invites for regionals will be sent out. Presumably, they're waiting for all the Kingdom Cup results to be finished, and then May 10th, first day of regionals, and then May 26th will be the last day of regionals. And then this is a great way to get a lot of points, because basically all the best of your region will all be coming together, and you have a chance to battle them and hopefully prevail. In terms of Pokemon that are allowed, anything that is allowable in Boulder, Twilight, Tempest, or Kingdom. So that includes Ground, Rock, Steel, Fighting, Dark, Poison, Fairy, Ghost, Ice, Flying, Fire, or Electric. It basically includes like 13 of the 18 types, which is pretty exciting, and that when we look at that's basically the open Great League meta, minus like a few like psychic Pokemon like Defense Deoxys, Cresselia, and then a few normals like Vigoroth and Munchlax that would potentially make the top 50 or so in the meta. But it's a pretty open meta. But let's dive into it to see what actually ultimately prevails, and what ultimately we should be using for our regional cup battles. So let's take a look here. So we're going to go pokebattler.com, and we click on PvP, and we've gone to season 1 competition here, and we're going by well-rounded. We'll take a look at counters as well. So let's look at the Never Shield scenarios and see what actually comes up. And you'll see here in the Never Shield scenario, Azumarill, Umbreon, Quagsire, Bastion, Steelix, Lantern, basically any of these Pokemon that are either very tanky, so they can absorb charge moves from your opponent because there's no shields, and or they hit. So examples of that would be like Azumarill or Umbreon, or they hit really hard with these like closing moves like Quagsire with Earthquake and Stone Edge, or Steelix with Earthquake, or Lantern's a little bit of both with Thunderbolt. So you can see here, pretty interesting list. But I recommend that we go through each of the different shielding scenarios to see what ultimately prevails. And then under the one shield scenario, Pokemon like Dragonair, Sableye, Quagsire, Lapras, Medicham, Poliwrath come up to the forefront of the meta. And then if you go shield twice, you'll see here Dragonair, Medicham. I expect Medicham to be wicked powerful in this meta, especially as it builds up power-up punches. It's only going to get stronger and deal a ton of damage. So that's the well-rounded. So if we take a look at the counters really quickly. Boom, boom, boom. I'm here in Malaysia, so the internet's not necessarily the greatest in this Airbnb and where I'm recording this, so it's a little slow here. If we take a look here, the counters include like Hitmonchan, Medicham, Vileplume, Poliwrath, Toxicroak, Victory Bell. So like a pretty wide variety in the meta. And if we go to like PV Poke, and we go on to rankings, and we click on Season 1 Regionals, we'll see that Medicham prevails as overall number 1. Azumarill, Altaria, Quagsire, Skarmory, Wishcash, Venusaur, Sableye, Swampert, Tropius, Lucario, Bastion, everything that you would expect out of the open Great League meta, minus a few key ones. And obviously, I believe that almost every team will carry a Medicham. Medicham is the most broken Pokemon in Great League, because it has access to Counter, which is arguably the best fast move in the game. It has access to Power Up Punch, which is gonna guaranteed boost your Pokemon's attack by one stage up to 4 stages, which means that after the first power punch, all the attacks are boosted by 25%. After the second one, it'll be 50%. After the third one, it'll be 75%, and after the fourth one, it'll be 100%. And with Ice Punch, it gives it really, really nice coverage. Azumarill will be able to be one of those Pokemon that will be able to 1v1 Medicham. In fact, if we take a look here, you have to think about Medicham is going to be the meta defining Pokemon. It is going to set the tone for the meta. So you have to think about like what are things that are going to counter Medicham. So things like ghost types, like Drifblim, Haunter, or flying poison types like Golbat, or like psychic flying types. Though those ones will get hit a little harder by Ice Punch. And then I think one of the sleeper picks as a Medicham counter will be Alolan Marowak, because regardless if it uses counter, power up punch, or Ice Punch, those will all be resisted by Alolan Marowak. So I expect that Medicham will define the meta, and then that'll be subsequently followed by basically anti-meta Medicham counters like Alolan Marowak, like the Ghost, or Pokemon like Azumarill, and then you got to think about how the meta plays out from there. So Azumarill will be a really great counter to Medicham. So if we take a look here, you'll see here that it beats out Medicham, which is one of its key matchups. And it beats it in all, well, it's actually even in double shield scenarios, actually, which is how crazy Power Up Punch is. And you can see here, counters go from 4 damage to 7 damage, which is like almost a double increase in damage from the counters because of all the Power Up Punch boosts, which is crazy. And I expect it to be a really fun meta. We'll see how diverse it is. That's always my hope, is that it's a really diverse meta, that I'm facing a bunch of different Pokemon, and I'm not just strategizing for a few different scenarios, and ultimately those that prevail will be the ones that practice, that understand the meta, but also are able to adapt and adjust based off of the new Pokemon that are available in this type of meta. So it's gonna be interesting balancing Nightmare Cup with these regionals, but I'm super excited for both. So we'll see how everything plays out. And if you guys are excited for this video, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me what type of videos should I be covering. Should I be focusing more on teams of 3, individual Pokemon, teams of 6? Let me know. Especially since these are Pokemon that we've used in the past. And yeah, if you're excited about regionals, hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. So subscribe to this video and subscribe to this channel, and I will see everyone in the next video.